Right. Well, I'll apologise in advance because well, about two things really. Firstly, after I'd put this together, I read the guidance and it said no death by PowerPoint. So I'm sorry about that. And the second thing is that although I am the council's lead officer for climate change, I am rather green to it, if you'll pardon the pun, because I've only been taking this role on for about the last month or so. The other thing, just to say very quickly, is that I know there's a sort of red card system, but I can't actually see anybody at the moment. So if anybody's got anything, they'll just have to shout, I'm afraid. So what I just want to take you through is basically the council's policy and what we're intending to do and some of the practical things that we are doing. So on this slide, I think the key thing to take away from this slide is that there is a political commitment, and we've declared a climate emergency, set a policy and an action plan, and that's taken through regular meetings. So it's something that we are actively engaged in. Within that policy, we've got 6 objectives: reducing emissions, reducing energy consumptions from homes and businesses, from transport, reducing consumption of resources, increasing carbon capture, and increasing public awareness, which I think is one of the key things for this session. To reduce emissions from our own operations, we've carried out some scoping to look at what those emissions are. And within the low carbon Barrow programme, we're installing some energy efficiency measures in the Dock Museum and the Forum, and we'll be looking at other buildings too. And we're also looking at some issues to do with the council's own fleet of vehicles. To reduce energy consumption from homes and businesses, again, we're doing things through the low carbon Barrow on council housing stock, but there's also quite a lot of money coming into the borough over the next 12 to 18 months through things called LAD and sustainable warmth, which I can answer questions about later if people need more detail on that, which will install energy efficiency measures and low carbon heating to people's homes in the private sector. And there's also the clean growth prospectus that I think you've had a presentation on from Hatch that's coming along. Transport is something that's more to do with the county, and I understand that you've heard from Michael Barrett, the County Council, previously. And within the Towns Fund, there are things that we're doing to improve walking and cycling infrastructure. The key thing that's within our remit on reducing consumption of resources is recycling. And to be honest with you, this is something where on our sort of scorecard, we have to say, could do better. We recognise that there's improvement needed here, and we know that we need to work with both our contractors and the public to develop an effective action plan to improve recycling rates in the borough. As far as carbon capture goes, the main thing that we're involved in is the Cumbria Coastal Community Forest, where we've got some commitment from funding for DEFRA, and we're working together with Allerdale and Copeland and some other non-statutory agencies to actually work that up into reality. And in terms of increasing public awareness, there's some things there that are down on the slide, but I actually think one of the key things really is the citizens' jury. I think that's the biggest and most important thing that we're doing to try and get an idea of how to improve and increase public awareness. So that's me.